Stig. Good news today. The electrical contractors that have been on site have managed to restore the power to the faulty floodlight over in the corner of the meadow end, which obviously led to the kiddie game being moved forward to 1 o'clock kickoff. So it's all good for 3 o'clock this Saturday when we host Southport.
Yeah, really, really good news. In fairness, I think we're probably due some good news about floodlights because it has been quite the saga and sort of like an ongoing headache for us as a club, certainly for you and for Darren, our stadium director, and myself when I've become involved. I know there seems to have been I've seen one or two comments saying that we've been dragging our feet and not moving things forward as fast as we could have done, but I can categorically state that the hours that have been spent trying to move the floodlight situation forward have been utterly ridiculous, and that I am entirely confident that as a club we could have done no more to try and move things forward. And that really relates to both the floodlight installation, the new floodlights, and also the issue that we encountered in the Scarborough game. And it sums up where we've been with the floodlights, that only that we could as a club suffer a completely independent separate issue in the Scarborough game that then has required a completely different fix. And if you want to just explain what's happened, but we're incredibly grateful to CF Roberts, the electrical company, for coming in and getting this work done for us and completing it, because it obviously means we've now got a functioning floodlight for Saturday.
Yeah, obviously we've had issues with all 4 floodlights with the bulbs coming and going, and that issue still going to remain for the Southport game. The issue for the Scarborough game is the cable that ran underground from that floodlight all the way back to the switch room by the changing rooms on halfway. That blew, basically it earthed, and so there was no power going to that floodlight. So they've installed a brand new cable, which is now up and running, and I keep looking over my shoulder because the floodlights are on. So we'll still have the issue with some of the bulbs coming and going. That's a bulb issue, and that's the kind of reason why we've gone to the LEDs, which is, obviously that separate issue. But there's some good news on the LED front as well.
Yeah, we are. I'm at ease to use the word hopefully, but we've obviously been in a lot of discussions with our contractor Musco, and we've also been in dialogue with the Football Foundation, and having talked about it, and there were meetings over Christmas, and we've been trying to progress things, and actually we've now kind of reached what we think is probably the short-term answer and the best way forward, which is that starting on Monday, our new LED bulbs are going to be installed to the current pylons as an interim measure to take us through to the end of the season, basically, which is kind of the perfect outcome, really. One of the issues we face is to install the new floodlights, and the new floodlight pylons involves taking a crane across the pitch. And obviously this time of year, the pitch can get pretty damp, and that was going to lay a load of track down for the crane to drive from the Blackfriars end down to the Meadow end. And after lots of discussions and lots of conversations and support from the Football Foundation, there's agreement now that the contractor are going to install the new LED bulbs, to the current pylons. As a short-term measure, it means there'll be no encroachment on the pitch, no large machinery on the pitch. It will see us through to the end of the season with proper floodlights, and then we can address the issue of the full installation come the close season, when there isn't the concerns about the pitch, because obviously during the pitch it gets a rest anyway, and that work can then take place before Ben starts his pitch refurbishment. So starting on Monday the 20th, that work will begin. It should only take 2, 3, 4 days, and they should be testing them towards the end of next week, just to make sure that all is in line with all the quality and the lighting requirements we need to meet. And then that should hopefully take us to the end of the season without any further concerns, which is great news. I'm really grateful to everybody for their patience, because it has been an ongoing saga. I do apologise that we haven't been able to share more information about what's been going on, but we have been involved in so many discussions behind the scenes, and it wasn't stuff that we could discuss publicly, because we needed to work our way through the process and work our way through these discussions. So I know when there isn't information out there, speculation starts. Some of it was unhelpful, but that's the way the world is. But hopefully we're now at a position where, as of next week, we can start worrying less about the floodlights, and actually it then gives good time to plan the full installation come the summer, come the close season, which again is what we all want and what is still the long-term plan, and the plan is what is going to happen, but we've just got an interim short-term fix now.
Might be worth saying as well that the work for the cable needed to be done for the new floodlights as well, for the LEDs. So it's not just a case of that work being done just for this Saturday. It needed to be done in order to get the new LEDs up and running from the 20th onwards as well.
Yeah, clearly it was going to be an issue that we were going to face anyway with that cable. So while I'd rather it hadn't happened 90 seconds from the end of a home game and then forced us to move a kickoff, it had to happen at some point, and it's probably better that it happens sooner rather than later, because at least we've been able to deal with that with the help of CF Roberts and get that work done. And it was money that we were going to have to spend on that cable whatever happened, so it's not like we're just doing it for a one-off or anything like that. It was going to have to be done to ensure the long term, that the new floodlights were going to work just like the old ones will do now in the short term.
I don't think I've ever been so happy to see a floodlight turn on about half an hour ago when they did the switch on. It's a big relief.
I mean, it's been just been a really stressful time, I think, for anybody that's been involved in the whole floodlight project. And it has been a nightmare. Everything that I did jokingly say that everything that had gone wrong, that could go wrong, had gone wrong. And it did feel like that, to be honest. I did jokingly say that I half expected those lights to be turned on today and us to blow up the electrical supply for the county of Herefordshire. But thankfully, I don't think that's happened as it stands. And we can look ahead, hopefully, now with less worry and concern about the floodlights and just focus on getting us through to the end of the season. In terms of the others, we've got more than enough other things to worry about and plan for, so hopefully with the floodlights sort of tucked away for now, we can move it forward. And I'm just hugely grateful to yourself, and particularly Darren, who I know has had many sleepless nights worrying about the whole floodlight project, and I'm just hugely grateful to you for all the pair of you for all the time you've put in on and trying to get that sorted. And hopefully we are going to be rewarded shortly, and Darren can have his floodlit picnic on the pitch at some point over the course of the summer that he's been promised himself.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's going to smash a bottle of champagne along the pylon like when a ship goes to sail. But yeah, no, it's a big relief, and I'm sure Darren's very happy. I sent him a photo of the lights working, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And the key point is just for everybody, 3:00 kickoff on Saturday now, which we always felt it was going to be, but it's just been very difficult to commit to it 100%. But we always felt that was likely to be the case. We've kept the National League updated all the way through. They've been really supportive around the issues we've had, so we're grateful to them, and also to Kidderminster and to Warrington, who showed real flexibility for us to help us out. So just grateful for all the support we've had around the football family, and hopefully we can sort of stop asking for support from people now and just go back to concentrating a bit more on the football.
Brilliant, lovely. Well, see you Saturday with all 4 floodlights, hopefully dazzling down on the pitch.
Let's hope so.